this is obviously severely cool. I'm trying to get this thing to spin around somehow so I can see the creek behind us instead of just the rest of this nonsense. This is amazing. This is a little cliff right here, goes down to the creek. This thing, although it's curved on the bottom when I'm sitting in it, it doesn't feel like a hammock where you're kind of like a banana. It's actually, I think it's going to be very comfortable. And yeah, I don't feel any pressure on like my shoulders or joints or anything. This is downright majestic.
New Swiffer Mop Deluxe is made for small spaces. The upgraded strip has 75% more scrubbing power. And with the new locking head, getting into tight spaces is simple.
Can I borrow it?
The all-new Swiffer Mop Deluxe, the mother of all cleans.
If you're making a to-do list today, make it easy on yourself. Just write down Reese's, then write down eat them, and then kind of done for the day. JK, try Caramel Big Cup too.
Look at how Oral-B Electric cleans, 100% better than regular brushes. It's time to switch.
Okay, after all that I put it through, looks like 2 bars out of 3, so that's all right. I've done a few foil pouch dinners in my time, and people do miss them. There's been a few videos where I've done them, and they're nice and easy, pretty much impossible to burn. You can throw whatever you want. Onions. I'm working with what I could get from the small general store here in town. Left in a bit of a rush because it was so smoky and the fires were a little close and we weren't evacuated, but we were prepped for evacuation. Garbage is safe and sound, as is the acreage. Everything's ready to go there if there is an issue. But I figured, why hang around there in the meantime in the smoke? Why can't go camping and film videos? And I've blazed the trail westward to be able to do this. No fresh veggies at that store, so canned corn, beef patties, a little dilapidated. Oh, this is getting way too big already. I won't even try to pronounce this, but in lieu of salt and pepper, a healthy dose of this. Don't Google how they make it. Double layers, because this is going to leak, guaranteed. I really think I burned this. Get to the table. I was messing around with that winch because the light stays on all the time, and if I want to lift it up and down, I think it'll drain the battery. So I've been charging that and focusing on that and neglecting my foil pouch. So, okay, potato wise, oh yeah, pretty good on this side. Doesn't smell burned one bit. Okay. It's not bad, really. Okay. I can I can eat this. I'll be all right. Very potatoey. Yeah. Crispy. This light stays on all night. And obviously, this is not designed for what I'm using it for. So for most applications, this is great. So I've had to recharge it to ensure that in the morning, I can get back down again. Because that would be an awkward situation. I suppose I could jump right down, but, you know, I still have to get it out of the tree somehow. Looks fully charged. I'm gonna crawl right in here. So far, the only downside I have to say is everything you have with you rolls right to the bottom of this. So there's no side pouches in it or anything like that, because clearly these are not meant to actually be camped in. People put these in their yards and impress their neighbors with how cool they look, but there's some potential here with a few modifications that would definitely make things a little bit nicer in here. But I'm gonna crawl into, see, but I got like a tripod in here and all this other great stuff that's gonna be a little irritating for the night, but it's okay. You know, I can put up with this for how cool the adventure is here. And yeah, I'll just twirl around in the wind here tonight. Let's I don't know, there's a spot up there I can, looks like I can attach my light onto, but nothing else. It's a real basic situation. I'm pretty hunkered down here. Definitely got all this stuff rolling right towards me, and I can't truly fully stretch out in here. It is allegedly 6 feet, but it sounded good to me because I'm 5'11". I thought, yeah, that's perfect. 6 feet, more than enough. Got an inch to spare. But you don't realize that your feet lay out a little further than your actual height. Perfect. I'm just going to dangle here for the next 8 hours or so, and catch you guys in the morning. Good morning, world. That was fun. It was not bad. There is a little bit of a sag to it. You slip right in the middle of this little thing, but it's okay. It's a little on the small side, being the 6 foot diameter, but that's okay. Like, they're not designed for this. Nobody in the right mind would actually just use this for camping. So I'll be happy to hang this up somewhere in my yard or on my patio, that's for sure. But for camping, it was neat for one night. But I've got to see if this remote is going to work for the winch. Moment of truth, because I was concerned about that light being on the winch all night. So let's see. I'm planning to continue my journey to try and avoid the smoke and avoid the rain and avoid the snow, because yes, it is supposed to snow. Believe it or not, I'm not overly surprised, but I'd like to avoid it if possible. So I'm looking at the weather schedule, that's not a real thing, weather forecast. I'm planning my schedule based on the forecast. And I'm heading south. How far south, I'm not sure, but I'm going to just have to back the SUV set up so I can camp in it. All off-grid. Solar panels, the whole bit. despise these ladders. They're heavy, they're hard to work with, they are dangerous. But for a camping ladder, it's okay, I suppose. Fits in the car. I've been on the road camping for about 3 days, and my car looks like I've been living in it for years. So, I'm trying to get organized a little bit. You might notice a new addition. Roof racks. They're suction cuppy type things, and I put them on because there's a project I'm going to be doing over the next few days and weeks, and I'm kind of just going to be traveling a lot. So, I'm going to rig something up on the roof. Stay tuned for that. It should be ridiculous as always. Anyway, I'm going to find a lot of new uses for that new winch toy to play with until it breaks, according to the reviews. Thankfully, it didn't last night, and I stayed suspended peacefully without plummeting to my demise. So, thank you everybody for watching. Please consider subscribing, and stay tuned. As I say, there's more to come, and it's gonna get weirder. Cheers, everybody.
Bounty Mega Roll, 4 rolls in 1.
Hey everybody, welcome to Camping with Steve. I'm in a campground today. So nothing stealthy this week, but it's the best time of year to go camping because there's nobody else in the campground. And I can do crazy stuff. Not that that's stopped me before, but I have a project. I got some leftover construction foam and I want to build a lean-to thing and see how much heat I can capture. It's going to get pretty cold tonight, so let's build this thing. Unfortunately, my car didn't come with roof racks, so I installed these suction cup ones, right? Like, what could go wrong? I pre-cut these pieces, so they should work good. It's foil coated, so should reflect some stuff. I think it's R8.5, something pretty good. Oh, that's R6.5. There you have it, quick and dirty and rickety build. I'll throw some more tape on it, but you get the idea, right? I by no means endorse this particular product for use in this application. It says right on it, it will burn exposed to open flame. So I got to keep it a little ways back. But yeah, it's pretty slick, I think. I also brought some very flammable 6mm poly that I'm going to use for like a door on this. It won't be taped on really tight because this is not going to let any moisture or humidity out of here. It is actually certified as a vapor barrier. So I'll just get some of this out. I only told one person where I was camping. I know who this is. Hey, crazy neighbor! I know I mentioned that crazy neighbor had a fall when he broke his femur and like shattered his pelvis a couple months ago. Went in for surgery. Crazy neighbor, you got new legs.
Under the leg.
You're down to a cane now. That's great. Right. So that's good. Came to say hi.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll show you what I'm doing over there. You're good to walk, or? All right.
You got 3 legs. I'm happy.
Okay.
You get better.
Yeah, you're walking a lot better than last time I saw.
Yeah, I had 2 coaches last time.
Yeah.
Pretty much giving up on the walker.
Oh, good. Good.
Sometimes I still use a brush, but I'm trying to use the frame for the cane as much as possible.
Good. So, I only got accommodations for you tonight, so
That's okay.
you just coming for a visit? Or?
Well, pretty much. I decided to stay up to sleep in the Suburban.
You're a trooper.
Well, it should be a little bit warmer than the bowl wrap.
Don't remind me about that. Voila. What do you think about that? Yeah, I got this rigid R 6.5 insulation and taped it all together. It actually holds up pretty sturdy.
Yeah, very much so.
And 6 mil poly right on the front. It's all really extremely flammable, so I really want to not get too close to the fire. But it's so easily movable. Look at that.
You see it together too.
Yeah. Power of tape. Yes. Pains me to see you walking around with a cane. Like a seat.
I think I'll take the picnic table. I think it's easier just tagged up in the picnic table.
Yeah, you might be right, but well, take your choice of the seats. I'm gonna just unload some firewood.
I'm gonna take this one.
Okay. Last thing you want to do is run out of firewood. Crazy neighbor has decided he's going to stay, so he's just going to pull up in the site beside me here. And for the bottom of this, I'm just going to use a tarp, and I got a pretty fancy air mattress. It's total car camping stuff. You'd never be able to backpack with it, but that's the joy of wintertime car camping. Insulated, 4 inches thick. The Canadians watching, if you go to Canadian Tires, the Woods Comfort Max model. This is going to be fine. Nice piece of birch with a lot of bark on it. Get this fire going now. So I'm making a hearty soup tonight. Those things can cook all evening. Impossible to burn, right? Maybe it's just me, but I like the rich smell of kerosene-based products. Reminds me of those old lanterns you pump up. Just doing up a cabbage soup tonight with some ground beef and rice in it. Not much meal prep involved. Just got to dice an onion and pretty well fry everything up and throw in some broth, etc. But I'll get that started now in the daylight while I still can. I always seem to buy those onions that you peel the skin off, and then the next layer is like almost a skin too. It's really tough. And I end up like half the onion getting peeled, and I end up with a tiny little part in the middle that's not like that tough onion skin, quasi skin stuff. Get the ground beef going. And I love these recipes, you just dump everything in. usually if I'm cooking a meal at home, and people say, "What smells so good?" I've only started frying the onions and garlic. And a little garlic in moderation here should do the job nice. It's the beef broth. Instead of bringing a whole head of cabbage to chop up for this, I got one of these bags of coleslaw, and it's got carrots, everything else. Carrots and 2 colors of coleslaw, cabbage. We'll let that wilt down to nothing. When I'm cooking on a campfire, I like to try and have the fire more on one side, so I got the cooking side, a bit more of a simmer side, and cooking side. I bought this 30% less sodium beef broth just to be a little more heart smart. Actually, I got it by accident. I was thinking it was the real stuff. Now we're getting somewhere. I got these stewed diced tomatoes. These ones are powered by green pepper, celery, and onion, in addition to just the tomatoes. And that should liven things up here a little bit. Which brings the pot a little closer to volumetric capacity, and the rice is going to need a lot of room because if you keep cooking rice, I found this out, it just keeps absorbing it, and getting bigger and bigger until it's like oatmeal. So the rice will go on a little later. Just going to boil this down a little bit, simmer it down, add some spices. Really good. So I'm going to add my rice in. Half a cup of sushi rice. Do a little thyme. Doesn't need too much. Those spicy tomato mixture thing really gave it some flavor. And what's going to do most of the heavy lifting spice-wise is the bay leaf. And on top. And stir this in. Turn the rice, cover it up, and wait. Oh yeah. Oh, those coyotes are real close, eh?
Not really close.
Yeah, they're like,
Coming for the fire.
they're like a few sites over. Guaranteed.
Okay, I got my club.
Okay, I hope they give up right away. I got one of these indoor-outdoor thermometers. Right now, from just sitting here, showing 15 degrees Celsius inside and 3 degrees Celsius outside. Don't take my word for that. Let's see. Looks like that can be read and into Fahrenheit. So 60 versus 38. So the other sensor is right around the corner there, so it's not far away. Let's see what we can do.
There's just some lights over there. Did you see that?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, way on the other side of the truck, there was some lights there.
We might not be the only people at this campground. Just a little bit longer for food, but what happened with your with your hip and your leg for the folks that haven't heard yet.
Dull gum. Fancy gum.
Icebreaker. Fancy.
Use the #1 trusted bag to help keep the food you love fresh longer. For the love of food, Ziploc.